Hello and welcome everyone. I am Andrew Tropin and I am free and open source software developer, author of Guix Home and RD projects. On this stream series we usually talk about development tools, practices, share part of my usual workday and travel towards a sustainable ethical business. It's already 3 weeks since we started this stream series and we got some results. Let's recap them. I am a little tired, but intensity decreases. It's easier each time to make streams. I still a little nervous before each stream. I still need to spend some time preparing thumbnail, some outline for the next stream, but the load decreases and every time it becomes easier and easier. Also, I have some exciting tasks. I was a little frustrated with a few things that we already fixed, but still, it seems that amount of stress a little bigger than usual due everyday streaming. But we have a lot of exciting stuff going on, so it should become more interesting and probably less tiring for me. Also, we made a sane streaming setup, chat overlay, and fixes for OBS and Qt and so on. It still requires some work, and it's obviously possible to automate some parts of the streaming process, which will make it even easier for me to stream. But it's already good enough, and it's easy enough to stream daily. And I think we will finish 30 days challenge quite easily. We have a company and we know how taxes work, and the process is quite clear and doesn't require too much paperwork, so we can actually proceed and make some contracts. There are some work happening behind the streams, but I will let you know about it later when I will get something, because I already have some failing attempts, but I hope I will get something interesting and more successful to share. Probably failing attempts is also important, and I will probably mention them later in the next streams. We did a lot of work related to testing infrastructure for RDE. Some of that was cool and inspiring, some of them was a little frustrating, but we already implemented and covered at least one model with tests. Not completely covered, but still we wrote enough tests to be sure that it works. And also we wrote a few failing tests that will help to improve this namespace, this model. And now we are quite familiar with SRFI Surface 64 API, so we can proceed and make something on top of it to provide a good tooling for test-driven development and for testing in general. And also we already run tests on CI, so it will become more and more automated. Quality assurance process will become more and more automated, and also the development process will be more scalable. It will be easier to review patches and be sure that they works if they covered with tests, and it will be much easier to understand what is going on in the source code without looking at the very deep details of each line of the implementation. Also, we reviewed and merged a bunch of emails in Guix mailing list and RD mailing lists, and we will keep doing it, and we will keep improving RD and Guix projects. Also, we tried a lot. We tried a lot of libraries, a lot of approaches. We went through different articles, so we get a lot of materials for future videos, which I plan to make maybe in a few months. I plan to make a few video series on guile, guix, and rd. It will be short videos, each one covering only a small part or only a small topic, and it will be easier to watch them comparing to the recordings of those streams. And I hope they will be very useful. Of course, the video series for emacs is also planned. Maybe it will be a part of RD video series, or maybe it will be separate part. I still think about it. Okay, that's it about our results for last 3 weeks. Let's talk about today. I have a general topic as usual about extreme cases. We will do some work related to tree-sitter support in Emacs. We will update our Grom package and we'll merge a few RD patches. And let's start from general topic, which I called extreme cases. And this is technique for better understanding and for decision making I use usually. And I will show you a few examples. I won't, it's not something, theoretically proved or something like that. It's just a life hack, a trick that I use. You can do something in a very extreme way. For example, I can do streams fully improvised, or I can write a complete script for the whole stream and almost reading from the screen for the whole time. And those are two, extreme cases. And the real quality and the thing that is actually good somewhere behind those two extreme cases. For example, I still write some outlines, but I don't write a complete script for the whole stream. And I don't do a complete improvisation, so I have some plan in mind and I have some plan written down. And to understand what works better for me, I go through these extreme cases and see what pros and cons of each other I have, and how to compensate them, and how to find a balance between them. The same happens for Emacs distributions. For example, I used Spacemacs, I used Doom Emacs and Prelude, and I was satisfied with some things and was dissatisfied or not very happy about other things. And also I went with bare bone Emacs without any customizations and configurations, and slowly built some parts which improves basic Emacs functionality. After that, I added a few packages and configured them, and this way I built RD, which stands somewhere between a bare bone Emacs and Spacemacs and Doom Emacs or other big frameworks. And another real-world example, which is not related to the programming and development in general, but actually where I found this trick and this approach. For people who do snowboarding, there is a question how to set up a stance on the snowboard. And here I have a picture. Oh, I don't. Okay, let's see. Snowboard stance. Whoops. And here, let's open some pictures and find. Let's open this one. You can see. Let's zoom it. When you pick in a snowboard stance, you have basically 3 variables: the angle of the rear foot, the angle of the front foot, and the width between your feet. And you can pick some neutral position in terms of angles and fix those 2 variables related to the angles. And after that, you can make a very wide stance and try it out for a few hours and and make a very narrow stance and try it for a few more hours also. And doing so, I was able to understand that the way wide stance ripping my knee off, and I don't like it, and I don't like this feeling, and the pain is clear, so it doesn't fit me. So I made a very narrow stance and was almost satisfied with it, but it was a little harder to control snowboard on the landings, so I went with a slightly wider stance than oh, I forgot a word. The opposite of a wide, narrow. Oh, okay, I remembered it. I took a stance which a little wider than the narrowest one. And this is the example of this principle when you take two extreme cases and try them. And after that, you find the option which suits you on the scale from 0 to infinity. Hello, Antares. Nice to see you, as usual. And that's it about this technique that I often use. I can recommend to try it out. It's quite nice, but you need to keep it in mind. It's better try to fix all the variables and adjust only one variable from 0 to infinity and see how it works. Okay, let's proceed with our usual developer work, and let's take a look at one patch that I saw on mailing list recently, and let's address it. We have a search in my not much. Not much is a mail client for emacs. Actually, it's not only mail client for emacs, but just a general purpose email tooling, but it has not much EL package, which is actually interface for emacs. And here we see three messages, three threads related to tree-sitter. And one of them was made by Demis, and he CC'd me, so I had it in to do for a while. And what he basically does, he adds a tree-sitter grammars package definition. He proposes and asks for a review for it, and here are a few comments, but this thread lead me to searching all the threads on tree-sitter here, and also I found a thread by Murat Mamedov, which also provides a definition for tree-sitter grammar package, but it also creates a function which allows easily define tree-sitter grammars for different languages. Not only for JavaScript. And also he enables tree-sitter flag for emacs. What we will do? We will take a look at the third email by Declan, where he adds a dependency to emacs and updates emacs version, and adds a tree-sitter dependency to the list of inputs. Actually, there is a third iteration where he adds tree-sitter to the list of inputs. I suspect that emacs enables tree-sitter if it is present in load pass, not in load pass, just in building environment. That is why it's enough to enable to add tree-setter as a dependency to emacs package. And here he also updates the version of the emacs, and this is 29.60, and some commit on the branch, which probably not the latest one, but recent enough. Hello Anton, hello Alexander. Sound is good, very nice to hear it. Okay, actually I had a talk about tree-setter yesterday, so I decided that it is a time to do some work to make it easier to get tree-setter set up in guix and RDE. So I guess we will do a few more streams on tree-setter, trying to figure out how to build everything for it and how to integrate it and configure it. And also recently I found an article about combobulate package, which introduce some paradit-like functionality, but for other languages rather than Lisp. It works for HTML, it works for HTML with JSX embedded, it works for CSS, JavaScript, Python, and probably Go. And other languages are possible to implement too. But it's still early development of this package, but I'm still interested in it and would like to explore it. So maybe we can contribute something for other languages too. Let's see. But first we need to build an emacs with tree-seed support, and we will do it in emacs in guix repository. Okay, I have a guix repository here. Let's open this patch. We can review it already. It contains one import for tree-setter, oops, sorry. I just wanted to make it less destructive. I don't know why the new lines happens here. Actually, I know. Probably because we have indentation for email thread, but if you open it like this, it should gone. Okay. It's a little easier to read it this way. Okay, it just updates a version. We need to see this commit git savanna emacs git, and let's pick some commit. It was made on January 28th. It's very recent commit. So I guess it's okay to pick it. We can actually take a look at most recent commit in master if we still update. Still update emacs version. And here we have a merge from emacs 29 branch, which also does some work for tree-setter related files. And it makes sense to pick this version. But let's apply the patch proposed first, and later we will update it. Okay, we need first of all to go to the directory with guix source code, and let's apply patch here. Okay, the patch was applied. Let's see what we have right now. Okay, enable 3-seater support. GNU Emacs next. Looks good to me. Also, it mentions that we update Emacs version and we add 3-seater. Looks good. Let's build it. What I do here, I just say that I want to spawn a new environment with Emacs next GTK, Emacs Magic package, and it should be pure, and a few variables should be taken from my current environment. And after that, we launch Emacs. That's it. Okay, let's build it. Oh, before doing it, let's pull the latest version from the Git repository to make sure that we have up-to-date branch. And after that, let's build all scheme files which was updated since our last pull. Recently, I watched a video about Emacs 3-seater from its after. It's 5 years old already, but it explains why 3-seater is a really cool project. And I really advise to watch this video for you as well if you're interested. And the post is here on Mastodon. You can take a look at it. I'm not sure if I can share it in the YouTube chat, but I will share it in IRC. Post about 3-seater. It's probably okay. We built all scheme files. Now let's build Emacs itself. It can take a lot of time, but I already built it before stream, so it was done in a matter of seconds. Okay, let's see our current system configuration features. And here in system configuration features, let's search for 3, and we see that my current version of Emacs doesn't support 3-seater. That's okay, because I didn't build my Emacs with 3-seater support. But let's see what we have in our fresh Emacs, and let's see system configuration features. And here, if we look for 3-seater, we see it enabled. And we can do require 3-seat package, and we can call 3-seat, I don't know, 3-seat something. Ready P. Okay, something else. 3-seat. Parser P. Still don't work. Let's find some article. Probably this one. And here, treeseed available p. Okay. The predicate to use. Treeseeder available p returns true. That means our new fresh emacs has treeseeder support. Okay. What else I would like to do with this commit? I would like to go here and update this hash to the latest emacs version. This one. Like this. And let's rebuild it. Oops. Now it should fail with incorrect hash because we updated the commit, so it's updated a version, but we not updated the hash. So it should fail because of the mismatch. In the meantime, let's see what else we have here. We have email by Murat and Demis. Murat uses the patch which adds emacs module h and treeseeder length in to the each grammar, treeseeder grammar. I don't know yet why this is needed, but probably needed for some reason. There is a repository. This one. This repository contains some stuff for this is a repository containing some hacks for building treeseeder grammars, I guess, to make it work with built-in emacs treeseeder. But I need to explore it in more details. Maybe those hacks are not needed anymore, or maybe they still needed to build treeseeder grammars, but we'll see. Okay, we got our fail. Expected hash and actual hash is written here, and we just take actual hash and place it here, because I'm almost sure that the source code fetched by guix was obtained from Savannah, and that is why I can repeat the process. And start building of emacs. But I won't be building it during the stream, because it will take time. Too much time, and it will make my laptop lagging, because it's already a huge load from streaming, and also additional load from compilation will make it even harder to work with it. But we can reply to this thread, or at least prepare our reply here. Hi Declan, Thank you very much for the patch. Updated emacs commit to okay, to this one. Pushed as that's it. We saved this email and now I have a draft where I need only paste an actual commit of for this patch, and I will send it just after the stream, I guess. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's reply to Demis. What I would like to reply to him. We have a thread here which contains this stuff which I need to revisit and to learn more about it. And also it contains an example of a three-seater grammar which we can use to try it out too. And I will mention and in Demis thread that we already have an example of packaging a lot of three-seater grammars. And for this I will just copy a link to the mail archive to this thread, and we'll go to the thread with Demis. And here we will say something. Hi Demis, we have some work for three-seater done by Murad, and he have an example of the function which returns a package for a three-seater grammar for particular language. I think that we want to do something like this. Okay, and let's see. Let's see that our URL points to the exact thread. That's right. It works well. Probably we can even post an anchor to the example here. Okay, let's check it out. Yep. We have some work for three-seater done by Murad M, and he have an example of the function which returns a package for a three-seater grammar for particular language. I think that we want to do something like this. Thank you very much for your snippet. I will figure I will experiment a little more with three-seater locally and report back with more details. Also, we applied a patch from this thread. We applied a patch which enables built-in three-seater in emacs from this thread. And now let's open the search. Let's open this thread and let's copy the link and let's see. Found in another inbox. Oh, okay, it's a different inbox. This one. Cool. Let's open email again, unsent email. I applied a patch which enables built-in three-seater in Max from this thread. So I hope we will get three-seater support in guix soon. Okay, let's save this draft too, and I will send it later after the stream, after I will send the draft for the previous thread. Cool. We made two drafts, and that's it. Let's finish working with three-seater for today. It's interesting topic, and it's really interesting to experiment with it. But we need to build emacs first, and it will take a lot of time, so we won't be doing it today. But after the patch for emacs is applied, we can go and make experiments with three-seater grammars and find if it works and how good it is. And also after that we can experiment with structural editing and navigation using, for example, this package combobulate, and I think it's really interesting what we can achieve with three-seater. Okay. We finished with this task. Now let's update org-rom. Currently we have a problem with org-rom. If we open, for example, FOSS monetization, and we'll open a backlink, here you can see that it says nothing at point. And also in messages, we see that, okay, we see here at the bottom, symbols function definition is void, org font log ensure. It is a bug and it is fixed in org-rom already, but it's not yet in guix repository. And here I will explain you how to update guix package, and will show by example. And also I will show a use case when the version is not released upstream, but we still want to get the latest version in our guix repository, in our guix channel. For this, let's open emacs xyz model. Here, let's find org-rom. And here, the definition for org-rom package. It's quite lengthy for emacs package because it has some custom building phases, but nothing too much unusual. We build manual, we install some files, and we move some extensions from extensions to the root of the source code folder, so it will be built by emacs build system and will be found by emacs build system. That's it. Okay, here we have a version 2.2.2, and if you open the link for Grom repository, we see that the latest release is done on April 25th. And also, there should be an issue about tag. Two weeks ago, someone asked, it's probably Dmitry. Dmitry asked to make a tag or a new release, but nobody replied yet, so we will just update the version to the latest available commit. And we see that latest available commit fails against CI, and we have a red X here. But the previous commit works perfectly fine on CI. And what we can do? We can see we see that build cancelled, and this build is failing. And I don't know why. Probably too long lines or something like this, because the diff itself doesn't look like a radical change. It's quite simple. It just updates a few things here and there. Probably this line is too long. How much characters it has? Let's open a scratch buffer or just point it here. 74 characters, and this one 94, and probably this is why linter fails. Can we see it? Linting procedure warnings, some lines over 80 columns. Found one warning in file org-rom el. Okay, makes sense. But it doesn't seem like a real issue for me. So we can just pick this commit, because we know that the previous one builds. This one looks very simple and similar to the previous one, but with the support for H utility in addition to GPG. Okay, it works for me. Let's update our package definition. But to update package definition, we will need to wrap the package inside let, and inside this let we need to specify a commit, and also we need to specify a revision. The revision will be 0 revision. And now let's wrap our package in the let, And here, instead of version, we will be using version revision, something like this. And here, oops, we'll be using version in this format. Here we will be using commit, and here we will need to update the hash, but let's just make it fail and update the hash accordingly. Everything else should be the same. Let's rebuild it. Okay, let's open project eShell and call guix build emacs or grom. Okay, and it fails. Why so? Did I make something wrong? Okay, let's add our changes related to emacs to the commit. I use commit extend, so these changes merged inside this file. You can see that the hash was updated. The original was different. Also, we need to update this one. Okay, for this we will use how many symbols here? 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. We of course we will need to build max first before actually pushing those changes. And also let's add sign off here. And let's stash our changes and let's try to build emacs or grom one more time. Okay, it builds. Let's take our changes out of stash and let's try to build it one more time. And it fails. Let's see what we did wrong. We introduced let. We took the previous definition. Okay, I see. I just misspelled it. Let's find an issue about backlinks. Okay, let's open messages and let's find this error in the bug tracker. Okay, and we will reference this bug. We'll use it in commit message. Okay, the build failed. It failed cause of hash mismatch, which is good. I updated hash, and let's rebuild it one more time. And in the meantime, we can start writing a commit message. We will reference this bug, and where was another issue? Okay, another issue. This one. About tag issue. Okay, and let's see our build process, and it seems it built successfully. Okay, it was compiled. Let's check if it works. For this, we will use our we can't use max next p gtk because it will trigger rebuild. Or Chrome. Okay, I will test it later myself. We won't be testing it right now on the stream. Let's write down the commit message. The commit message. How it will look like. Also, I don't have snippets for guix commit messages. Unfortunately, I removed them recently due to the bug. I fixed that bug, but I didn't bring them back to my RT setup. Okay, let's just take a look at emacs xyz and let's see. Oops. Let's see commit log. We're updating or Chrome. Let's see or Chrome. Now we are looking for all or Chrome related commits in this file. Like this one. GNU emacs or Chrome update to what? Let's see. Update to this one. Right? Update to replace. We not updated anything here. And let's make a clarification. Due to the bug in release version, backlinks doesn't work. 2 weeks ago it was a request for a new tag but still not. Edit. Okay, that's it. I think that's enough to clarify why it was done. Okay, we have emacs next with enabled tree-setter. We have emacs or Chrome package updated. We have emails prepared. That's huge already. Whoa. Ardon says it was Emacs Forge which was broken, not Magit itself. It's probably related to the topic we discussed before, that some update to Emacs SQLite broken Emacs Forge and or Chrome, I guess. But let's see. We will check it out later after the stream, and maybe we'll fix one more issue related to ROM and SQLite in Emacs. Okay, let's see what we have here. We updated OrgROM, and now let's do a little more work, but on RDE now. You know, this is kind of cool that we do work for another project which doesn't directly which is not a part of RD. Actually, it's a part. It's upstream project, I would say. We base our RD on guix project, but still, we contribute to a separate repo, a separate entity, but everyone benefit from it. Our project benefit from it. Users of guix benefit from it. Some users of different distributions benefit from it if they use guix as a package manager or use guix home or RD for managing their home environments. And that's very nice. You do work which is beneficial for so many people. Actually, one more example which I had about open technologies. I proposed some change to OBS, and this change was necessary to package OBS plugins in guix. And another project called Nix Package Manager and nix-shell benefited from it. Also, there is a Stream FX OBS plugin, which also somehow used this change to achieve some goals, some tasks, which are not related to what I originally thought it will be useful for. And that's really great. Okay, let's go to my work inbox and let's see what we have here. We have a patch from Nicholas Graves. And it updates the way we add key bindings. for embark actions. Here we have a special function called embark define keymap, but here we just define a usual emacs keymap without this helper, and just add this keymap to the list of embark keymap a list. Okay, let's take it and apply it to, whoops. Let's apply it to our RD repository. Update pass embark actions to new version of embark. Let's rename commit first. It's rd password store. I guess the feature called this way. Okay, it's too much to expand. Yep, it's called password store. Update pass embark actions to new style. Let's call it this way. Boom, boom. Let's see what's the actual implementation here. With a val after load, password store. With a val after load, password store. I'm not sure why we would like to do it this way. We can just put it here, like after we required password store, we just define this keymap and do it like this. I don't know why we need it. Embark keymap a list. It's already, it should be already available because it is done with a val after load. So it should be available already. So we don't need it. Oops. Don't need this. Okay, looks correct for me. To me. And let's build our home environment. We'll need to make something to make it easier to rebuild environments every time. Actually, I get almost all APIs needed to work in REPL, and to do test-driven development without actually rebuilding the whole home environment every time. But it still feels too much slow, in my opinion. It could work faster. It's not critical at all, but you know, it's slightly reduce noise you every time you rebuild your home environment. It's not critical for development, it's not critical for end user, but still not perfect that building the profile takes maybe 2 minutes every time with 200 packages only. Okay, in the meantime, let's say something according to this email. Pum 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 pum. Okay, let's reply to it. Moved this def4 inside after require. I understood. I understood why it's done this way. I understood because it's maybe will be useful. Maybe will be useful outside of Embark. Okay, that makes sense. So let's get it back. No further undo information, but I will remove this one anyway. Because it will be defined after Embark loaded. Okay, let's start emacs. And we see that pass entry works. And actions. Action works as well. Good. Good. Pum pum pum. Eval when compile. Do we need it? I don't think so. We'll rebuild it one more time. And let's update. Update our commit. Removed this def4 as because variable will be present as this code as it happens after embark. unnecessary. And let's see if it builds. Compilation. I bet it builds. We can see that the resulting code is already here. Okay, I think that we can reply to this message. Remove this eval when compile, as it seems unnecessary. Yeah. Okay, hi Nicholas. Thank you very much for the patch. Oh, I forgot to close the ticket. No. Okay. Let's close it manually. RD devil. Apply. Okay, it was built, and let's see if it works. And it works. Nice. Nice. Looks good to me. Looks good. Let's see what else we have. We have here something related to the Slack feature. Oh, it's quite huge. Here we define Slack account and Slack features, Slack settings, which allows to set a list of Slack account. After that, we have emacs Slack feature itself, and a lot of stuff here. Special function to connect to the Slack, and that's it. Okay. Slack key. What about cookies and other stuff? RDS Slack team workspace nick cookie p. When cookie p auth source pick first password. Okay, okay. It seems to use auth source to get a password for Slack. So we will need to document it. I already reviewed this feature, and probably everything else is the same as it was in the previous patch. But we need to document this implicit behavior. Thank you very much. It seems good. The only thing is that it may be unclear to an experienced RT user that store for obtaining token for Slack. That's why I propose to add this information to RD manual. Information of this feature. I didn't test it. To an experienced RD user that we use password store for obtaining token for Slack. That is why I propose to add this information and set up instruction to RD manual and mention about it to docstring. And mention manual section in the docstring for the feature. That's it. Okay. Whoa, I see misspelled section. But I guess it won't be a problem. Whoa, I accidentally marked this message. It is a second iteration. And what was the first one? This tutu. Okay, it looks good to me. Once again, I already reviewed this patch, and now it's probably just changed only this line, I guess. Please mention what changes between revisions was were introduced to make it easier to review and easier to understand what to pay attention to and review. Please mention next time what changes between revisions were introduced to make it easier to understand what to pay attention to and review. Consensus, thank you very much for the feature. Please merge it. Feel free to merge it. I would say it this way. Okay, that's it. We finished with new patches in RD mailing list. We actually have a lot more patches which are still in my backlog in to-do search of my node match. But we did a lot of work today already. So I'm quite satisfied with it. I would like to finish for today, and as a conclusion, I would say switching between tasks can be a sign of procrastination, but it's also a good way to relax, to get more excited and motivated, and still make some progress while you are frustrated with some task. You get some excitement from another task. You get more feeling of success, and you did some progress in some other area and come back with more power and energy back to the frustrating task and accomplish it. And sometimes it is a good strategy I utilize, and it works for me at least, and you also can try it, of course. And as you can see from the report about our results, we make small steps but already get good results, and I hope they will be even better. And by the end of the stream series, we will actually make somehow sustainable business. And I really hope, and probably it will happen, and we will get a really sustainable business when we get more customers or partners or contracts, and it will be possible to work on RD full time for myself and for other people too. We'll think about it later. Let's first get something, at least get some contracts, and let's see what we can do to scale the project, to scale the development, and to make it even cooler. Okay, thank you very much for your attention, everyone, and I hope we will see you soon. Bye bye.